That red bird on your feeder right now, you have seen it hundreds of times. You know its color. You know its song. You think you know exactly what it is. You don't. The northern cardinal is the most recognized backyard bird in America. 7 states made it their official bird. 100 million of them live on this continent. Most people could draw one from memory. But familiarity is not the same as knowledge, and the cardinal you see every single morning is carrying secrets that most people, even lifelong bird watchers, have never heard. Secrets about its color, its genetics, its social life, its biology, and at least one fact so strange that when scientists first documented it, they could barely believe what they were looking at. Welcome to the Bird Vault, where we go deep on the science of backyard birds, what they think, what they feel, and what they are actually telling you. Subscribe if you are new. Today, 15 secrets about the northern cardinal. Stay until number 15. It is the one that changes everything. Secret 1. That red color is not genetic. Most people assume the cardinal is red the same way a flamingo is pink, built into its DNA. It is not. That crimson color comes entirely from pigments called carotenoids, found in the berries and fruits it eats. Stop feeding a male cardinal carotenoid-rich food, and his color fades. The brightest males at your feeder are not just beautiful. They are the best-fed, healthiest individuals in your neighborhood. That color is a live health report, updated daily through diet. Secret 2. Yellow cardinals exist. Occasionally, a bright golden yellow cardinal appears at someone's feeder. Same crest, same black mask, completely wrong color, and the internet loses its mind. This happens because of a rare genetic condition called xanthochroism, where the bird lacks the enzyme needed to convert yellow pigments into red ones. Instead of crimson, you get pure gold. It is extraordinarily rare. If one shows up at your feeder, you have witnessed something most birders never see in a lifetime.
Secret 3. The female sings better than the male. In most songbird species, only males sing. Cardinals broke that rule completely. Females sing too, often from the nest, communicating with their mate about food timing and nest status. But here's the part that surprises researchers. Female cardinals can sing longer and more complex songs than the males. The bird most people overlook at the feeder, the brown one sitting quietly beside the red one, is actually the more sophisticated vocalist of the pair. Secret 4. They fight their own reflection for months. If you have ever seen a cardinal attacking a window repeatedly, for hours, for days, sometimes for an entire season, you are watching a bird that simply cannot recognize itself in a reflective surface. It sees a rival male that will not back down, so it keeps fighting. There are documented cases of cardinals maintaining this behavior for months without stopping. It is not stupidity. It is extreme territorial drive colliding with a problem that evolution never prepared it to solve. Secret 5. They mate for life. Mostly. Cardinals form genuine long-term pair bonds, staying together for multiple breeding seasons, often for life. You will frequently see mated pairs foraging side by side at your feeder. However, DNA studies revealed something uncomfortable. Between 9 and 35% of cardinal chicks were not fathered by the female's actual mate. Secret 6. The male feeds the female like a kiss. During courtship, the male cardinal picks up a seed and places it directly and gently into the female's beak. It looks almost exactly like a kiss. This beak-to-beak feeding is not just affection, it is a bonding mechanism that researchers believe strengthens the pair bond in ways that persist through the entire breeding season. If you witness this at your feeder, you are watching one of the most intimate moments in backyard bird life. Most people walk right past it. Secret 7. Cardinal chicks are in disguise. If you see a brownish bird that looks almost like a cardinal but with a dark gray-black beak, you are looking at a juvenile. Young cardinals do not develop their signature orange-red beak until their first fall molt. For the first months of their lives, they move through the world looking like entirely different birds. Their own parents recognize them. Almost nobody else does. Secret 8. They go bald in summer. In late summer, some cardinals lose all their head feathers at once during molting. The result is a small, brilliant red body with a completely naked, wrinkled black head that looks nothing like a cardinal. It looks like a tiny vulture wearing a red coat. People call wildlife hotlines an alarm, but it is completely natural. The feathers grow back within weeks. The cardinal is fine. It just looks extraordinarily strange for a month. Secret 9. They use insects as medicine. Cardinals have been documented picking up live ants and deliberately wiping them across their feathers, a behavior called anting. The ants release formic acid, which repels parasites like lice and mites and prevents bacterial and fungal growth on feathers. They are using insects as a biological pest treatment applied directly to their own body. Over 200 bird species do this, but it is especially well documented in cardinals. The behavior is precise, deliberate, and genuinely sophisticated. Secret 10. Their range is expanding because of you. Historically, cardinals lived mostly in the southeastern United States. Over the past century, they have pushed steadily north and west into New England, the upper Midwest, and parts of Canada. Backyard feeders and ornamental plantings drove most of this expansion. For most bird species, human activity is a serious threat. For the northern cardinal, human activity has been the engine of its success. Every feeder you fill is part of a century-long story of expansion.
Secret 11. They do not migrate, ever. While most songbirds head south for winter, cardinals stay year-round through snow, ice, and freezing temperatures. That flash of brilliant red against a white winter landscape is not a lucky sighting. It is what this bird does every single year, without exception. It simply does not leave. In the harshest months, normally territorial cardinals will form loose flocks at feeders because group foraging finds food faster than solo foraging. The territorial instinct temporarily yields to survival math. Secret 12. Most young cardinals do not survive their first year. Only about 40% of cardinal nests successfully produce fledglings. Of those fledglings, only about a quarter survive to their first winter. Hawks, owls, snakes, cats, window collisions, weather, and pesticides all take a toll. The cardinal looks abundant, and it is. But behind that abundance is a survival rate that is brutal for young birds. The ones that make it to adulthood genuinely earned it. The oldest known wild cardinal lived 15 years. A captive individual reached 28 and a half. Secret 13. Cowbirds use cardinals as unwilling foster parents. Brown-headed cowbirds lay their eggs in other birds' nests and then disappear entirely. Cardinal parents unknowingly incubate the foreign egg and raise the cowbird chick alongside their own, often at the expense of their own young. The cowbird chick grows faster, demands more food, and dominates the nest. Cardinals have no reliable defense against this. It happens regularly and quietly across cardinal populations everywhere. Secret 14. The northern cardinal may actually be two species. Cardinals in the desert Southwest are measurably different from eastern cardinals. Larger bodies, longer crests, paler coloration, different songs. Some researchers believe these desert populations represent a genuinely separate species that has been hiding inside what we call the northern cardinal for decades. The research is ongoing. The bird you have always thought of as one thing may turn out to be two. What you see at your feeder and what someone in Arizona sees at theirs may not be the same bird at all. Secret 15. Some cardinals are half male and half female, split down the middle. This is the one. On extremely rare occasions, a cardinal appears that is literally divided down the center of its body. One side brilliant red, one side brownish tan. Not a mixed color, a clean split. One side male, one side female.
This condition is called bilateral gynandromorphism and occurs due to an unusual event during the very first cell divisions of development. These birds have made national news every time they are spotted. Researchers have documented them and confirmed what seems impossible: male chromosomes on one side, female chromosomes on the other. One of these birds was observed and studied for over a year. It never sang, it never paired with another cardinal. Scientists believe some may actually be capable of reproducing, which raises biological questions that researchers are still working through. It is one of the most visually striking genetic anomalies ever documented in any bird species. And it happens in the cardinal, the bird everyone thinks they already know, sitting on an ordinary feeder in an ordinary backyard. 100 million cardinals on this continent, and almost none of the people who see them every day know what is actually happening inside that brilliant red exterior. The color that comes from food, the female who sings better than the male, the bird split perfectly between two genders, the species that may secretly be two. Tomorrow morning, when that cardinal lands on your feeder, really look at it. You are not looking at a common bird. You never were. Tell us in the comments, which secret hit you hardest? And if you have a cardinal moment, a sighting that stayed with you, share it below. We will see you in the Bird Vault next week. See you soon.